guaranteed at my soul. You've heard it all before, honest but I know. Left these years ago, I was young and almost still could fill the void. We don't need the past in our lives for tomorrow. Never see the end of the night filled with sorrow. What do we do to love? What do we do to love? What do we do to love? When everything's said and done, what do we do to love? What do we do to love? What do we do to love? When everything's said and done, what do we do to love? 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 When everything's said and done. For tomorrow, never see the end of the night filled with sorrow. What do we do to love? What do we do to love? What do we do to love? When everything's said and done, what do we do to love? What do we do to love? What do we do to love? When everything's said and done, what do we do to love?
Somewhere deep in my mind, see the barbed wire. The place is grown all wide, 'cause I don't know if it'll be enough, or if they really care. There's a stairway down for the both of us, but let's not go there. You got me thinking, whoa, telling you, pack up your suitcase, we'll find a new place. my spirit now. You got me thinking, whoa, I don't know how we got here. Oh my, I think we better run. We ought to leave this place tonight. I'm telling you. Pack up your suitcase, we'll find a new place. We'll cross the border, can't stay no longer in this town.
That's pretty good.
Almost got the sound right. A very good morning, good evening, or good afternoon. No, wait, other way around. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, everyone. I'm DJ Sean, and welcome through to another X-Plane stream. Well, it's a big one tonight, and I do apologize being a little bit late. We might get rid of Chrome just for the second there, but a lot in tonight's stream, a lot that's not been tested. So a little asterisk there at the start of the stream. I'm not exactly sure how this might go, but we'll see how it goes anyway. Tonight we're on the Bent Spokes again, one of my favourite brewing companies out of Canberra, and tonight we're on the Crankshaft, which is a new one for us, the Crankshaft IPA. And well, before I have this drink, let me disclose that I have I've very luckily been able to take care of the on-call tonight. And that's another thing that I want to talk about. Dom, thanks so much for continuing your Fight and Flight Club subscription. 6 months, brother. And that's a total big lead into what I need to talk to you about. But first, everyone, cheers. Oh, that's nice. That's very, very nice. Well, that's the first time we've we've had that one, and that's really, really nice. If anyone's keen on it, it's the Bent Spoke Brewing Company. You can see it because of the lights. Brewing Company Crankshaft comes in the orange can there. Highly, highly recommend it. Well, on tonight's stream, we've got a couple of things to cover. We're in the brand new beta for X-Plane 11. And as Melbourne approaches contacting me, contact me 132.0. We will a little bit later, Melbourne approach. But we have got a lot to cover in tonight's stream. Before I jump into that, a very big warm welcome to everyone that we have on the stream. And we've got quite the turnout. We've got Jetta, hello to you. Leviticus, well, hello to you. Dom, as usual, hello, mate. We've got Domingo, hello, buddy. Welcome to you. And Buff, a very warm welcome to all of you. And if I've missed anyone, I do apologize. Bring back George Michael. Well, as I was saying, there's a lot to cover in the stream. 90% of it's great. 10% of it's not so great. And I notice we've got a few streamers in here as well in the chat at the moment. So this is also directed to you. So the good things we're going to cover off tonight is the brand new X-Plane 11.50 beta 10. 10th beta that they've done of the run of Vulcan, and it seems to be getting better every single time. In one of my favorite aircraft, which is the Kodiak, and you can see that there on the stream right now, the Quest Kodiak G1000 for $32.95. That's USD for us Aussies. There on the stream, highly recommend it. You're going to see it in action tonight. For anyone watching this who's fond of VR, much like myself, it is 100% VR compatible. It's a very nice aircraft to fly and throw around in VR. Alrighty, so we've got the X-Plane 11 Beta 10 to go through. We've got Active Sky. Active Sky have done an update. We'll go through that in just a second. We've done a beta update. And as the Surgeon General's warning, make sure that you back up your original copy, or at least have a way to downgrade if you're installing betas. The brand new SkyMaxx version 4.9.4 has released. That's got some very big improvements in it. Looking forward to putting that through its paces. And more importantly, which is what I'm really excited about is the XPRealistic Pro V2. This is special for a couple of reasons. I did use it quite a lot early on when I was streaming. Kind of sort of lost the way. I was culling plugins and I thought, I don't know if it's really doing anything for me. And as soon as I took it off, I did notice, well, this is the original version, that I was missing some ambience, the noise, some of the vibration and stuff like that. And always planned to put it back on at some point, but then version 2 released. Version 2 also brings in a beta update to put head movements and all that sort of stuff into VR. Now, I've got a pretty rock solid stomach for VR. I don't get VR motion sickness at all. There were a couple of things earlier on when I was first getting into VR that kind of, okay, I need to sit down. But over the years, having gone through 6 or 7 different headsets now, I've got quite a high VR tolerance, I think. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes. And we're going to put that through a test tonight as well. Alas, we come to the last thing. DCMA. If you don't know what the hell DCMA is, don't worry. It's the Digital Millennium Copyright Act of 1999. Hey! Speedbird57, thank you so much for the follow and welcome to the stream. And his name isn't John Cena anymore, the new follow sound. So there's always been a bit of a challenge with people creating content in regards to using copyrighted music. The DCMA Act is to protect platforms from users and streamers like myself that may or may not upload copyrighted materials or broadcast that material without permission. YouTube handles it quite well. If you've passed 1,000 subscribers on YouTube and you're making a little bit of money from your channel, if you've uploaded a video that's got copyrighted material on it, they straight away block it from being able to make any money on it. Until you do something with the song. And they give you a couple of options to do that. They can just mute that segment. You can cut it out, or they've got a brand new add-on as well, which is, I think, currently in beta at the moment, which is allows you to it'll try and just pull the music out rather than the background. So if you're flying an airplane and we're listening to Fleetwood Mac or something, it tries to pull the song of Fleetwood Mac out and leave the engine noise, for example, in the background. My success with that has been about 50-50. It hasn't been great. So therefore, I've just accepted that either that part's going to be muted or I can't make any money on it, or worst case scenario, it's actually blocked in some countries. And there's a couple of videos on my YouTube where that's the case. Now, what does this all mean for Twitch? Well, Twitch has now been hit by some record companies quite aggressively by going after their song materials and copyrighted songs, not only in VODs, but also clips. And we're not talking about clips or VODs you've done over the last couple of weeks. They're going right back to the start. And there's been a number of big name Twitch streamers that have received DCMA strikes, which is a letter saying you need to remove this straight away on their profile and on their account. And Twitch only gives you 3 strikes. 3 strikes and it's all over, and they'll delete you no matter how big or small you are. So it's a pretty big thing in the community. Not going to lie here. So I thought I'd start by getting that out of the way, and hence why you've seen some of the changes in the sounds. Now, Barbs and I, and thanks Barbs, and Domingo as well, helped me with choosing some of these sounds, and they probably will evolve over time, but I kind of needed some sounds to go straight away, and with the size of the stream that we've got tonight, I didn't have a hell of a lot of time to get it all sorted. Otherwise, we'd be streaming at 8 or 9 o'clock tonight, and that doesn't really work out for anyone. So give it some time. We'll see how it goes. Some other changes that you're going to see on the stream, it's all my fault. It's all his fault that they're shit. If nobody likes them, well, then that's clearly his fault. I don't know if I'm getting some music through from something. I don't know if you guys can hear on stream. I don't know if I'm getting some music through. I don't know if I've got something still playing. Oh, I do. I've got Spotify still playing there in the background. Let me just stop that. Okay, Spotify, but Spotify with the rights that I can freely use and broadcast, I might add. So that's going to be some of the changes you're going to see on the stream over the next little while. That, and we're not going to be able to do song requests, unfortunately. It really does suck. It really does suck. And after this stream tonight, I'm going to have to go through and basically remove a whole bunch of videos and a whole bunch of clips that contain some of our world famous music that we've grown to love over the years, the John Cena, a bit of George Michael and all the rest of it. It's a little bit disappointing, I'm not going to lie. So we're just going to have to deal with it. This is going to mean some sweeping changes through Twitch. A lot of big streamers, well, every streamer is going to need to adjust. If there is a streamer out there watching this, and I don't want to call anyone out specifically, got to be careful now, otherwise you run the risk of losing your channel. And for a couple of us, unfortunately myself not included, it is their only source of income, so it's quite a big deal. So I wanted to talk about it quick, get it out of the way, and then get on to bigger and better things. And talking about that, let's jump over and have a look at what we're doing tonight. So we are on the Kodiak, one of my all-time favorite aircraft. I can attest to how solid this aircraft is. Hey, it's not too bad. Sam, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the stream. That's kind of catchy, isn't it? That's a little bit funky. No, okay, all right. Well, you can't blame a girl for trying. So the Kodiak, I put this thing through its paces and can attest to just how solid of an aircraft that little guy is. It is hardcore porn, exactly right. Like I said, we're going to be trialing out the brand new version of SkyMaxx. SkyMaxx is something that I've been using for a little while. There's a couple of versions of SkyMaxx, so don't get caught out if you're interested. SkyMaxx version 4, they're up to version 4.9.4 right now, and you tie that with the real weather connector, which is this guy here. Think of SkyMaxx as your X-Enviro, your replacement weather system, and then the real weather connector connects you into things like injectors, like the X-Plane weather, the X-Plane default weather injection, or Active Sky, or a couple of others. FS Global Real World Weather, I think, is another one that this will marry their software and do the conversion and the translation of what they're outputting into the sim, and then it's displayed in SkyMaxx. Another thing that we're looking at today is the beta, the open beta for the next Active Sky update. A couple of big ticket items in this one. They have got a couple of open issues with this. Hopefully it doesn't bring down the sim tonight, but we'll see how it goes. Tommy, hello, buddy. Welcome to you as well. So this update came out on June the 11th, so a couple of days ago now for us. They fixed some traffic add-ons and TCAS usage, causing a crash for the X-Plane BETA10. Not sure if that translates back to previous versions like the stable version 11.41. They've added some API there for turbulence and created that's a new custom data refs. They've added new SkyMaxx Pro depiction mode. So they've actually got a specific depiction mode for SkyMaxx now. That's pretty cool. It's a pretty big tick in my box for SkyMaxx. If other developers like Active Sky are putting options in their tool or their product for another product, that's pretty. It's a pretty big tick in my box for the longevity of SkyMaxx and just how valued SkyMaxx is in some way in the community or the companies such as the people that do Active Sky. So they've put some. They've done their own depiction mode, which enables new SMP integration, reducing cloud layer limit and supplying new cloud layer type data. They've got more, wow, there you go, now compatible and integrated with XPRealistic Pro V2. It's all coming together. Hey, Bertnuts, welcome to you, buddy. It's Sean. Hey, Woody, hello, buddy, welcome to you. Now compatible and integrated with SkyMaxx Pro and Real Weather Connector. That's what we're running tonight. And now compatible with Traffic Global for X-Plane. I don't know if I've got Traffic Global. I don't think so. I don't have that one. Woody, not doing too bad. We're going pretty good. Hope you're doing well as well. And finally tonight we're going to have a look at this sucker right here. So I've spoken all about it and how much I appreciated version 1 of this product, but tonight we're going to put version 2 through its paces, and specifically this little option just here, which is not the Over-G. It's not the Over-G option. It's, of course, I totally can't find the option I want. There it is. And that's a great little photo of someone in VR totally nerding it up. We've all known that there's been tool sets that put a little bit of motion, a little bit of ambient sound into the sim. You've never had any sort of those movements into VR. You know, you could be in the 2D mode in severe turbulence and the camera's getting thrown around all over the place. You get into VR and you just rock solid with the aircraft, and it's the world outside the windows that's moving around. They've apparently put that movement into your VR headset. Keen to see how that goes. A couple of caveats there for getting that to work, but hopefully we don't have too many problems getting that going too badly. We'll see how we go. I don't know. It might be really bad to see it from someone like yourselves watching, to see the screen going all over the place. But the fun part about all that will be that at some point I'll throw up on the camera and we can all chuckle about it and clip it, as long as there's no copyrighted material in the clip. Okay, tonight we're, that's not the page that I want. That's the page we want. It's Milk Run Monday. And after the big event last night that we streamed for 7 hours and 47 minutes yesterday, holy cow, Batman. I didn't think many people would be on tonight, but the event's pretty busy tonight. We're heading south though, and I'll talk about that in just a few minutes. But over at vatpack.org, if you're on VatSim, you can jump into this guy just here and go to their events page, and you can pick up a whole bunch of information in and around the events. And tonight we're doing this one, the events between Melbourne and Sydney. We're headed south to where the turbulence is, and I'll talk about that in just a few minutes. Alrighty, well, I think we better have a drink. Okay, well, thank you so much for the follow, and welcome to the channel tonight. Alrighty, we get the iPad up here. We are using one of my favorite tools used in the real world, which is Avplan EFB. That's on the stream right now. If that's terrible. Well, you signed off on it, brother. So this is Avplan EFB. We're down at Moorabbin, as the internationals call it. And you can see the classic Moorabbin Tower just in the background there behind or in front of our Kodiak just there. Our journey south takes us to Flinders Island. I'll get that little guy out of the way. Flinders Island. We're going to go down to Flinders Island, and if time permits, I'm going to see if I can get down to Lonnie after that flight. I don't think it's going to be too long after that. Little caveat there, I may have to jump off to do some duties that I'm being instructed to do. So that's all I'm going to say on that. Yes. Okay, so we're going to head south down to Lonnie, and the duck is gone. No more duck. I know the blows just keep on coming, guys. I know. Let's just try and get through this together. Let's go ahead and get started. Alrighty, so we're sitting here on the flight deck of the Kodiak, one of my all-time favorite aircraft. AFM, the duck song was copyrighted. Yeah. Yep. Why don't we record our own sounds? Get Grego to sing the duck song. I would entertain that. I don't know about anyone else, but I would kind of entertain that. I think that's a pretty cool idea. I think that's a pretty cool idea. I think we should definitely look at doing something like that. That's a great idea, Kurdo. Okay, wait, AFM, we're in X-Plane 11.50, beta number 10. I've got to use both hands now. I would pay to hear that. I wonder if we did it so good that we end up getting a DCMA strike anyway, and we're like, Wow, we can't even sing now. In Bananas, hello, buddy. Welcome, welcome to you. I will sing for you, Shauno. Well, maybe I can get a whole bunch of people over here drunk one night, and we can do some recording. And actually, yeah, let's do that. Let's get shit faced and do all the recordings here in my studio. Let's do that. Kurdo, hang on. That's such a great idea that we need to come back here. Kurdo, that's a fantastic idea. You normally don't come up with a lot of things, if we're honest. And this is a great idea. So thanks, mate. Appreciate it. And cheers to you, brother. Let's get into it. Alrighty, so we're here at just out the front of MAC, the Moorabbin Airport Corporation. Been in that building a few times, and my flying school that I did all my training just ahead of us there at Royal Vic Aero Club. Needs some work, Moorabbin. It's looking a little bit long in the tooth, old Moorabbin here for the VOS scenery pack. And the old scenery packs here in X-Plane, but I have a fear that someone is doing it up. They're on the X-Plane Australia Facebook, if anyone's keen. There's a whole heap going on in there. We'll go out and have a little bit of a look at the Kodiak from the other side here. You can see I got my big Tundra tires on this guy, and absolutely love them. They've taken an absolute wallop, and this aircraft has still survived. Looking at what you're seeing here is some really poor. Hey. There's a Facebook group, A Firm Dom, X-Plane 11 Australia, I'm pretty sure. Velo 4K, hello buddy, welcome to you. What you're seeing here is the brand new SkyMaxx version 494 with Active Sky and linked to.
Excuse me, I happen to be passing. I thought you might like some coffee. Oh, that's very nice of you, thank you. Cream? No, thank you. I take it black. Like my man.
Greg, thank you so much. 4 months, buddy. Thanks for the resub of the Flight and Flight Club. Really appreciate the support there. Okie dokie. Right. Well, I think we probably better go ahead and get this guy started up. We might just lean out here and close this door close the door like that. Okay, so I've had Melbourne Airport. So I'm sitting here on the deck, cold and dark, and Melbourne Approach has asked me to contact him twice. Okay, well, I'll contact you when I start taxiing. I don't think there's any real need to start contacting you right now. Okay, let's go down. This has got the G1000 in it, so we might go to the master and the avionics bus just here, and we might do a little bit of configuration here before we jump into VR. Well, I duck walked up to 11.8 standard. I can't say it. I'll get whacked. And then I can't say it. Oh dear, where's the enter button just here? Right, just there. Okay, let's configure this sucker up. So flight plan, Moorabbin. I think we go to this one. We go down here, and we got to chuck in M for Mike. And then it's B for Bravo. Moorabbin, what is it? It's the NDB, isn't it? Yeah, the NDB. Enter on you. Yes, and enter. Now, if we go to, is it menu? Load airway. That's the one. Load airway, enter. And we want, if I get the iPad up for you guys playing along at home, I might just pull that off to the side there so you guys can see it. It's Whiskey 562. Whiskey 562, that one just there. Enter, and we're going to Onagi. And then, no, we're going to Nupta, sorry. Whoops. How do I, menu, load airway, Whiskey 562 to Nuppa. Sorry, there we go. It's a bit further south. And then we're YFLI, Y. to a DJ walked up to a beer stand and he said to the man running the stand, "Hey, got any cider?" I'll give you that one, Buff. Oh, this text is a little bit small for me. That's why I'm wearing my glasses. FL. Surely we're not going to get pinged for that. Surely we're not. Flinders Island. There we go. Beautiful. Get rid of the flight plan page. And that's looking pretty good, just like that guy. Alrighty. Well, we might click, what do we got? We might click fly on that, depart on this guy. Actually, before we depart, we probably check the weather out and just have a little look at things. We have got a flight stats. We've got a specky for Flinders Island here. Auto 280. Oh, shit. 280 at 22, gusting 32. Visibility down to 1,600 meters. Scattered at 900, scattered at 1,500, broken 2,300, temperature 13, dew point 13, QNH 1014. Right. So the weather's shit in Lonnie. I think we can say we'll mark that as red. Let's just have a little bit of a look at the weather in terms of where we're sort of going. You can see just here the different segments of what we're kind of doing here. And you can see that the freezing level 7,500 feet. So we need to be mindful of that coming through. This has got boots and some basic anti-ice equipment on it. So you need to be mindful of that in case we freeze up. We're going down there at 9,000 feet. Daddy, hello, buddy. Welcome to you. We're using Avplan EFB, a real-world EFB program. Yeah, Dom, it's 7,500 feet. In that section. In this section, it's probably going to be a little bit lower. And there you go. It's 6,000 feet to the south, 7,000 feet to the north, and a little bit of cloud in and around this area. So, yeah, we're going to have to be mindful of that. We might be careful we don't ice up if we fly into anything. We might have to descend down there, but we're over the water there, so we can descend a fair bit and not need to really worry about anything. If we have a look, we don't have to worry about that. Well, we don't have to worry about that. Winds aloft. What do we got here? Having a little bit of a look at this information just here. You can see a fair bit of wind coming out of the west there. You can see there's our route. Have a bit of a tailwind as we fly along just here. Got the woolly socks on. Yeah, absolutely. If I go back to the overview here, not that it's a big concern for the first leg, but if we do that second leg into Lonnie, we've actually got a SIGMET over most of Tassie just here, which is this guy just here, SIGMET Yankee 08, which is valid till 1100. So it's got a little while to go on it, just yet another couple of hours. So Melbourne Flight Information Region, severe turbulence forecasted within, see the area depicted on the map, at flight levels surface to 7,000 feet. Stationary, no change. All right, well, going into Flinders Island in the ice and the rain and the severe turbulence is going to be absolutely fantastic. If we come here and have a look at this one just here, if we ended up going further south, there's again a severe mountain wave forecast within this area, 3,000 feet to flight level 350. Yeah, right. Okay, looking pretty sweet. Not. Hopefully we don't kill the battery here while we do a couple of other things. But one thing I did want to have a look at is this guy right here. So it's called XPRealistic, and we bring that control panel up just here. I'll drag it down here and have a little bit of a look at. So they've done some work here. 777 Bob, hello, buddy. Welcome to you. They've done some work on making the GUI the new version, which is nice and clean. Very much a step forward in regards to that whole grey and those square buttons that just look hideous. There's a whole bunch of stuff you can see just here. We've got preview. Different winds. Actually, we probably need to turn on the sounds for X-Plane just here. And then if we go preview, you've got all different winds and different sounds like that. If we jump out of the actual aircraft, can you guys hear that? It's a little bit, I don't know how I feel about that outside Yeah, that's exactly right. I haven't checked the actual weather here. Let's do that real quick. What's the weather doing in Moorabbin? Let's have a look at Met here of Moorabbin. The latest Meta, 340 at 11. It's definitely sounds windier than 11 knots. What's that, 22 kilometers an hour? Yeah, maybe 10 degrees. It does sound like a cell phone recording. Have we got an outside, so airport ambience, blades, brakes. Oh wow, look at all the wind. Wind ambience. Yeah, I think that's number 7 that we were listening to before. Or maybe it was number 6. Yeah, we might just go 1 on that guy just there. We'll jump back on the flight deck here. So yes, well, let's have a look through. I'm not going to go through each one of these because we'll be here all night. But you got cockpit ambience as well. Okay, whatever that is, we're just going to leave that back on random. We've got engine starter, engine vibrations, flaps, drags, and all that sort of stuff. Ground shaking as well. Did someone say sneezing? Stick shaker. So we're going to have a cold on this flight. We're turning that fucking off. Turning that off. Okay, and we've got my all-time favorite one that I'm looking forward to trying. So, BETA, flying in VR is awesome, right? Right? Yet the cockpit is way too static, and and that reduces the realism. Using this effect, you'll experience cockpit vibrations and shaking. Please note, this effect requires a stable ASW of 45 FPS. Oh, we're getting 45 FPS right here at the moment. We might have to turn SkyMaxx down just a little bit to see if we can get some more. SkyMaxx is a fantastic tool, but it is a little bit sucky in regards to the FPS. If you've got a pretty potato computer, you might want to look at we might change. We change some of the clouds around and just see what that does. Okay, that gave me 3 FPS. Wonderful. Now's not the correct time. Yeah, I don't know if that's a COVID joke there that they've put that feature in at all. But okay, so please note this effect requires a stable ASW of 45 FPS. Well, I don't know if we're going to get 45 FPS with all this cloud, but we'll give it a red hot crack. Maybe we need to look at it at a different time on another stream. Please note that once this effect is turned on, it is highly recommended to close the XPRealistic control panel as it reduces FPS and may cause exaggerated shaking. Okay, understood. Well, everything's turned on except blade slapping. We might leave blade slapping off. We'll turn engine vibration off. This is a turboprop. We don't need to really worry about that guy. Float splash. That's turned off. Okay, fair enough. We might turn and water ambience. We might leave that one off. So we'll turn VR mode on. What are some other tabs that we've got here? So we've got profile here. So you've got a profile for the Quest Kodiak. You can link to other profiles that you create and copy. Yep, that's not too dissimilar to the previous version of this. Multi-monitor, freeze mode, uses to freeze any camera movements to allow interacting with aircraft panel easily. Okay, so you probably got a button there, a hotkey button that you can have to press freeze mode. I know that in the previous version of this toolset you had that, so they've probably got that as well. Sometimes when you're flying around and you're in severe turbulence, especially if you're in the TBM and you're trying to use the G1000 and you're out of VR, for example, getting thrown around the cockpit while trying to grab a knob is pretty tough. And then you got about the version there and all the rest of it just there. So okay, well, yeah, that's on. All right, we'll go with that. All right. Well, I think we're pretty much good to start up and get going. So I'm going to jump ahead into VR, and I'll see you all back here in a sec. Okay, welcome back to the flight deck. Hopefully everyone can hear me okay. We'll go ahead and get this guy started up. I have no idea how to do this again. I can't remember, but we'll see how we go. So, fuel situation. What's our fuel situation? I didn't even check before we got in this. Fuel quantity. I got about just over half a tank or half the tanks. That should be okay. What's the worst that could happen? Let's turn those guys on and that guy on as well. Do a little play with our knob just there. Just make sure it's all looking good. What do we got? We got the aux BP. I imagine that's going to on. We're going to have the starter to high, I think. Oh, we need to turn ignition on. We're starting right now. Oh shit, let's bring the fuel in. Don't catch on fire, don't catch on fire. Do we have the sounds all the way up on this? Sorry guys, I'm just going to double check. This sounds awfully quiet. If I can get my damn... I don't know how it is on the stream, but it's awfully quiet for me. No, that's probably about as loud as we're going to get it. Okay. What do we got here? Yeah, Buff, that's probably it, mate. What do we got? The beacon, the nav. We probably should turn that beacon on a little bit earlier, but don't tell anyone. What do we got here? We've got pilot heat, engine bypass. We need to bypass. Chuck a stage of flap out there. And what do we want? We want 1228, which we've already got dialed in, and we want Melbourne Melbourne approach on the other one. So 132.0. We'll swing that over there. That guy just there, yeah, okay. What did we have the winds here in Moorabbin? I totally didn't check. Can we get a meta for Moorabbin, please? What do we want? Insert. PFD. Wind option 3 back. So Moorabbin is, I don't know the code, YMMB. Have we got options here for PFD, alt units HPA? There we go. Did it work? I can't see it. Damn it! It's what do we got? 340 at 11. So we'll go off 34. We'll go off 34 right. Not 34. 35. And QNH 1018. God, I can't even remember the runways here. 1018. So we've got 1018 on U. What are we, about 180 feet? We're about there. Does this look about right? Hopefully we've got the right weather here. Alright, let's, we might just go and grab Avitab here real quick. Chuck that guy up there, airports YMMB, and refamiliarise myself with this damn airport. No, that's not, we're missing a B. Enter. No, and I can't spell YMMB, please. There we go. Airport, airport. There we go. 35 left and 35 right. We'll depart downwind 35 right. Okay. Traffic Moorabbin, Quest Kodiak, Sierra for my taxis, runway 35 right for Flinders Island to BOB. Alright, we'll go over to Melbourne approach now. And he's going to give us a squawk. Melbourne approach, good evening. Quest Kodiak, Sierra for Mike to BOP, taxis runway 35 right for Flinders Island.
Sierra Alpha Mike, good evening. Melbourne approach. I'll just get you to contact Melbourne departures on 118.9 as you're in the airspace.
Okay, 1189 Sierra for Mike. 118.9. Okay, so we've had departures come online since.
Descend via star 2500. Now 124.0. Good night.
All right, let's get taxiing here. Wow, that's not going to work. Oh, we've got.
23 Melbourne Centre. Good afternoon. Pass your message. 1123 is in Moorabbin, requesting airways clearance. Flight plan filed.
We're not getting the FPS we need.
1123, squawk 3143. Traffic on the ground, Moorabbin is Aussie being 3, Piper, also taxi.
Sorry guys, one sec.
Moorabbin, Eric, QNH 1018, reports holding short of the runway for clearance. 3143, and report holding short of the 23 and have traffic inside of the 23. Aussie 33, traffic is red 1123 and Boeing 738, also taxis.
738?
At Moorabbin.
A 738?
Aussie 33, copy the traffic, and we're going to be holding short of runway 35 west.
And all stations in Melbourne departures, good evening. Quest Kodiak Sierra for Mike, taxis runway 35 right for Flinders Island.
Sierra Mike, Melbourne departures, good evening. I don't appear to have a flight plan for you. Can you just please refile?
Yeah, we'll refile Sierra for Mike. Okay, let's try that again. Moorabbin to Flinders Island, yep, file flight plan. So straight away guys, we're not getting the FPS that we need for XPRealistic. So what we're going to do is turn that VR option off. SkyMaxx is killing my performance. We're going to turn that option off. We'll see if we can look at that after we depart.
Just gonna pull up your departure details for Melbourne Town December.
Flight plan is lodged, yeah.
One mode aircraft, we don't really have a GPS, so that's gonna be an issue with you, double drop. I think 33, no, that's alright. It'll be at the assigned departure, so you'll have,
We're just going to taxi anyway.
09er, you are cleared for takeoff.
Roger.
LA departure frequency 123.9er.
Roger. Alright.
Huh?
Request vector, over. What?
Flight 209er, clear for vector 34.
We have clearance, Clarence. Roger, roger. What's our vector, Victor?
Ground incident, requesting airways clearance. Go from F116, Melbourne, departures, G'day, Squawk 3073, no reported traffic on the ground, incident. Area QNH 1018, contact me holding short for the runway for clearance. Squawk 3073, and we'll contact you holding short, 5.
And departures Sierra for Mike. How's that now? We've relodged and it's showing up on that spy, so I'm not sure what's going on.
Yeah, Mike, Roger, not showing up from around the state. And I'll find out your about number 3 for departure at the present.
Yeah, copy. All stations, Moorabbin, Quest Kodiak, Sierra for Mike, taxis, runway 35, right for Flinders Island, traffic Moorabbin. Do you guys hear that right? Was there a 738, a 737-800 here at Moorabbin? Huh? Jesus, that beer was strong. Well, I guess that's what we'll do, Barbs, and we'll pick it up when we get out of, I haven't got my iPad on me to see the steps here. As long as we don't go above, what is it, 2.5 here? Oh, the 73 is at Essendon. Okay, it's 2.5. No, 4.5. That's right.
For the 33, you ready to come in? Oh, you ready to go ahead? For the 33, you are cleared at the moment as far as Melbourne. Melbourne International, runway 35 left, make straight out departure to...
Do we really care what he thinks?
Climb at 1,500 feet. Could be cleared initially to Melbourne International, runway 35 for departure straight up. And after straight out, go to just confirm what the way would be
oh my god. Fuck's sake.
Aussie 33 Point Ormond is tracking along the coast. So departing off runway 35 left, you'll track to on up with that depart.
Where's my heading knob? There it is.
And follow the coast north.
Gonna go.
And then continue north up along the coast and then towards Melbourne. Aussie 33 received and copied all that and we clear to take off 311.
Oh my god, you're
On
outside.
the 33 takeoff, your discretion with the traffic. You can contact me at what you received and what you to aircraft on ground at Moorabbin.
Oh my god.
Approximately 35 west, straight up departure, then make it up west departure to west coast.
Oh my god. And departure Sierra for Mike, if it's all the same to you, we might depart VFR. We'll stay outside the airspace there and we'll see if we can pick it up a little bit later on.
Sierra for Mike, Roger. I have found your flight plan. Just confirm IFR, so you're going to do a VFR departure and then climb underneath.
I found if you hadn't found it, but if you got it now, we can get it here. Okay, 315, correction, 3165, we copy the traffic and A firm, we're ready to go 35 right, Sierra from it.
Sierra from Mike, roger, you are cleared Fletcher's Island via a snagging. You can exit circuit on downwind, climb 9,000 feet.
Okay, yeah, clear to Flinders Island via Nagi, climb 9,000 feet, Sierra from Mike. All stations, Moorabbin, Quest Kodiak, Sierra Alpha, Mike, IFR, Quest Kodiak, now departing runway 35 right, departing, we'll be departing the circuit downwind, climbing 9,000 for Flinders Island, traffic Moorabbin. Alright, strobe, landing light, we'll have the pulse. Alright, check, that's clear on the right, clear on the left, let's get going. Previously stated, it's an interesting call sign. Checking our trim. Where's the trim notification on this thing? Shit, I should probably know this. Checking my trim here. What do we got? We got the trim just there. There we go. There we go. We're good. All right, let's go.
Right direct, don't sell, flight plan ring. Right direct, don't sell, I'm available 13, and rest available 140 for rec 22. Rank 322, flight level 240. Instead of my cruises, 15,000. Is it? There we go. Where are we? It's climb flight level 150.
Woo! Up we go! Flaps up. I wasn't expecting us to get airborne at about 50 knots. I don't know if you guys can hear that wind noise. That's quite interesting.
Aussie 33, roger, present position.
Hey, Steve-O.
Orbit. Expect about a 2-minute delay due to inbound traffic. Roger, you received any preference on which direction you want us to make the orbit then? Aussie 33, negative, orbit, your discretion. Copy, forward, discretion, Aussie 33.
Whoop. Did the heads down, bums up there. Right. I don't know where the autopilot switch is. Oh, there it is.
Aussie 33, we'd like to make a touch and go at Melbourne, if that's okay with you. Aussie 33, roger, that's going to make things a little bit more interesting. Stand by, and you may have a little bit more of a delay. Aussie 33 received. If that's going to be too much of an issue, we can go direct to ADDONS if needed first before going to Melbourne. Aussie 33, no, we should be able to fit you in there.
Oh, nice, Steve-O. Excellent to hear, mate.
So we should be able to fit you in. Let me just give a contact to the party.
Sorry, mate. Just a little bit busy here. Sorry, one sec.
Aussie 33 received. Yeah, if you need
Oh, how much is this guy going to talk for?
push this baby to the max and see how far you can go.
And departures, Sierra from Mike.
And departures, correction, Houston Space Control, corner 848, which is climbing through 4,000 to 5,000.
Houston Space Control. That's interesting. So, okay, so we can set altitude VS. Your damper's auto. Do I need to arm the altitude here in this thing, or are we just going to VS? If we go altitude, that's going to maintain our current altitude. If I go VS, that's going to give us our departures here for Mike. So we want 9,000 feet. Where's my altitude knob? Just here. 9,000. Essington.
Red 1123, right to stand by. The other station calling, departed Melbourne, so call for that. Contact 48, my 118.
Oops, that's right, we're an idiot. We're on the wrong frequency.
Squawk 3101.
Done that a couple of times in real world, actually. That's a bit embarrassing.
3101, sorry, I had it the other way around. 848.
And departures, Sierra for Mike.
Sierra Alpha, Mike, squawk mode Charlie.
Mode Charlie, Sierra for Mike. I thought I'd already done that.
Sierra Mike, thanks. You can pass your message.
Sierra Mike, yeah, we departed the field at time. I don't have a working clock. Time 15, we're through 6,000. Tracking direct Onagi. Request clearance.
Sierra Alpha, Mike, your identified cleared for design via Onagi.
Already got that, didn't I? Damn it. Flint design via Onagi, climb 9,000. Sierra for Mike. Probably should have called him up before punching through the airspace. We've got our clearance, so it doesn't matter, does it?
3101, and can we go higher altitude as possible?
Tommy, sorry mate, that's a no-go anymore. DCMA, mate. We can't have any live streaming music on the channel.
Up to climb by the seat, flight level 220, contact 48.
Alright, now that we're on our way, I might jump out of VR here, guys. I'll see you all back here in just a red hot second.
Aussie. Lake 48, short separation, turn left heading at 010 degrees. That's 010 degrees.
So we've got a couple of bumps here you can see, and this is the if I can even say it, XPRealistic that's running at the moment. What do we got? It's probably sort of rain, ambience, touchdown, surface. What do we got? Stall, buffet, overspeed, natural movements, hedge, ground shaking, heads. Oh, there you go. You get to preview it. That's pretty cool. Oh, it's making me feel ill and I'm not even doing it. Ground shaking going on. That's probably not too different from what we're seeing right now. We've got some vibration here in the cockpit ambience, and a couple of other things as well. What do we got here? So, center 1240. Okay, there's 9,000. Center, good evening, Sierra for Mike, maintaining 9,000. Hey Dylan, hello buddy, welcome to you. Okay, we probably want to turn the aux pump off here. I can't remember our power settings in this aircraft. Can you guys? I think it was about 1500, wasn't it? And then we bring the this guy back a little bit. I can't remember what the power setting for this aircraft is. Center of Sierra for Mike. Okay. I think there is a placard. I think you're right. Is it just here? Maximum torque for takeoff? No, that's maximum torque for takeoff. Torque limits. Someone's just coughing on the radio here. Okay, so 2,200 climbing cruise. So we'll go 2,200 if we can speed up the what do we got? So we might go full on that. So what do we want? RPM. So the RPM's this guy just here. So 2,190. The torque limit, is this what we're looking at here? So we want 670 on this guy. So we're okay at the moment, aren't we? Max, just keep it in the green. The ITT is probably a little bit high. We might ooh, that was a bit sensitive. I kind of feel like this is a little bit violent, this these bumps, and I'm not really sure which one it might be. Is it going to be sort of turbulence shaking? No. What one do we reckon this one is? Hey! 47 Foxtrot, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome. If it stays green, just don't cook it. Alright. Is it, what do we think this is, the shaking in the cockpit here? Airframe wind, airframe, airport ambience, auto speed brake, blade slap, and it's not that. Cockpit ambience, engine vibration, engine startup, engine vibration. It's not going to be that. No. Oh. No, it's not that. Flaps drag. No, flaps lever, float splash, G-forces? G-forces, and I think there's a bit of engine vibration in here as well. Yeah, there we go. So I don't think we need engine vibration in this aircraft. It's not, you know, it's not a piston or something like that. G-forces. Adding movement to the parts body caused by constant changing Gs. So we're obviously got a few bumps here at 9,000 feet. I don't know about you, but that's a little bit hard, that shaking for me. There's, you know, you're not sort of bouncing around. You're kind of like, it's really quite hard. Yeah, I don't know about that one. So, yeah. We might leave that one off for the sake of everyone's well-being here. Lovely. This is sorry. We did have a question there in the chat there. I think when I was taking off. I'm not sure if you're still here though. But asking about what's changed in the patch for Active Sky XP. So this is the beta patch for Active Sky. And they've done a lot of changes in and around adding further capability or compatibility, rather, with a number of add-ons. So they've now got a depiction mode for SkyMaxx. SkyMaxx gets its very own depiction mode. They've done some compatibility work with Traffic Global, as well as SkyMaxx and XPRealistic Pro V2. Excuse me, I think I need more beer. You see what? I thought we'd done that. I'll jump back in and have a look. So it was, we could always turn sneezing back on. That's a negative. Okay, so what did we want? Over G, it was G forces. It was up here, so we turn it on just here, having a fit. So if we... Yeah, that might be good enough there. So that's probably a pretty good call there. A bit of head turn anticipation there. You could see us turning to the left a little bit. All right, let's get the iPad back up here and have a little bit of a look. All right, so we've got another weather update here, another special weather update here for Flinders Island. So this observation was taken at 0900. We'll go back, so about 31 minutes ago. The wind 300 at 18, so the wind's calmed down. It looks like that visibility's picked back up. I think the visibility was 1,600 meters or something when we were getting going. And scattered at 700 feet. Scattered at 1,700 feet, scattered at 3,800 feet, temperature 13, dew point 13, QNH 1014. So we'll mark that as red, and we'll go back to the menu, just back to the main view just here. There's a couple of little things that we can put up here. We can put the vertical profile on the chart as well. Give us a bit of a look at the airspace and all the rest of it, your MSAs and stuff like that. It can calculate those as well. Give yourself a bit of an artificial horizon on the display as well. And you've got a couple of other bits and pieces here to aid you in flying around. Doesn't look like we're getting a meta for Flinders Island. If I go, hey Aussie68, welcome to the stream, buddy. Daddy, I'll be waiting for a certain preset for V2 for the A320 size, just long haul preset out yet. So yeah, I'll probably do a couple of presets actually up because I'll use this for everything. I like having a little bit of motion in the camera. It just makes it feel a little bit more alive. One of the kickers though is we're only getting 56 FPS here with all this cloud around Melbourne at the moment using SkyMaxx, because SkyMaxx is a bit of a killer on the frames. I wonder if Ultra Weather XP, we might, now that Ultra Weather XP's had a few more patches, we might get that in the sim later in the week and just see what the performance is like there. But to get the head shaking in VR, you need to have at least 45 FPS, which is a bit of a far cry for some of us, and some of us that like to boost up the visibility sliders in the sim while maintaining about 30 to 28 FPS using ASW or OVR, adjusting our ASW. As you can see here, please note this effect requires a stable ASW of 45 FPS. Yeah, that might be good for things like bush flying out in the middle of nowhere where you can get, you know, up to 60, 70 FPS in VR. When you're coming into major centres like Melbourne and other airports, and more importantly, when you're coming into some of those European locations or the US locations where the cities are just 4 or 5 times the size, yeah, maintaining a stable FPS in complex jets and big add-ons is quite, with a lot of complex weather as well, is quite a difficult thing to maintain and to pull off. So yeah, that 45 limit there, and they do say beta, so perhaps that's going to be finessed over time, but yeah, that's a tall ask.
670 Melbourne Saturday, stand by the star, flight level 130.
Yeah, not too bad. Don't be too bad, James. I take it, mate, you've heard all the stuff about DCMA and all the takedown notices across Twitch, mate, so please be careful with your music and your channel. It's getting quite vicious there with the copyrighted music and the DCMA strikes. The MCA? What do I put? Yes, it's DMCA. It's Digital Millennium Copyright Act. That's right. It's not DCMA. I am dyslexic. On my notes, wrote DCMA. DMCA is the concern. Yeah, yesterday was YMCA. Funny, 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 funny. Oh, very, very nice. Have we got a camera for Flinders Island? I think we do. You can see that's the live webcam from Flinders Island at the moment. Not a lot to reveal just there. At the moment, it's currently dark in Australia at the moment. If for any of our international viewers, it's 7:36 at night. We've brought the sim into daylight just to aid us in some of the views of some of the weather here and the ortho. But it doesn't make it too good for the cameras because all the camera as well. This is a bit embarrassing. This camera doesn't even work. Warning: not to be used for flight planning. Well, yes, we won't use that for flight planning because there's no damn camera view. Okay, it's currently daylight in that part of Victoria. This is an old camera feed. You can see in the top right-hand corner of the camera feed, it's 5:45 in the afternoon, or 25 through to 5:45 in the afternoon. So that, I don't know why that hasn't been updated. That one definitely has. That one, yep, it's nighttime in every other direction. It's just the southwest, the northeast. Oh no, it's updated now. Okay, it's dark everywhere now. Oh dear. There's someone in my fucking seat. It is a little bit bumpy. Yeah, I think XPRealistic is it's the G Force. That they use to simulate this. Maybe we're really getting thrown around a little bit. Let's assume that I did, Dom. The fuck was that?
3 arrival, runway 16 right, wind ready, set for 310, minus 44. On a 40, train 50. 350, minus 40. West 126, start clearance for Sydney, River 3, arrival, runway 16 right, maintain level 280.
You're in my seat.
16 right, maintaining 280.
Excuse me, buddy.
26.
Thanks, mate. Ah.
Contact center 125 station 0. 125 station 0, what is 44 k? Call center velocity DA 62, final 325, flight level 180. Velocity at 87 center.
Look at the trim. Yeah, that's the autopilot maintaining 9,000 feet. That's it, maintaining 9,000.
Time 4:38, maintaining 5,000 feet traffic to Addon on track 129 ETA to Addon, time 54. Bravo Romeo identified, complete that lane, maintain 5,000.
So while we're here, I might show off some of the SkyMaxx settings here. So even though it's like the old style sort of GUI for X-Plane, this is the SkyMaxx Pro version for main control panel. And your biggest kicker for your FPS performance is going to be this cloud area cover. It goes all the way to 122,500 square kilometers, but that's probably going to melt your graphics card. I tend to get up pretty high, actually. I get up to about 40, 50, 60,000 feet when I'm at altitude. When you got all the cloud below you, you can seem to pull off the performance pretty good just there. But when you're down this low and you go to something like that, I'll just show you some of the performance decrease that we're getting. It's my iPad telling me what to do in real world. So what I'm doing, I'll do a little test now. So before we were at about 4,000 in terms of the square kilometers that we had set. I'm going to bring that up to about, we'll bring that up to about 70,000. And at the moment we're getting 60 FPS. I'm going to click apply. It stole 15 FPS off me. I'm now only getting 45 FPS. Bring that back to about 10,000. It's a pretty good sweet spot for me on my computer. Okay. That only gave me another 4 FPS. If we go down to about, we'll go down to about 6,000. And I'm now back at 50 FPS. If I go back to about 4K, I'm getting 48 FPS now. So
That was 2
good luck. So yeah, there's a lot of settings that you've got to play with just there. One of the other options, or we are definitely an IMC just now. Hey. Otters, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the channel. I was going to show you the other clouds for SkyMaxx, but we're kind of in the clouds, so I don't know how well that's going to work. But you've got a couple of options here for SkyMaxx. You've got 6 options here. You've got fast, soft, puffs, swept, turbulent, and stormy. So we might go to soft here and just see if that looks any different for us. Yeah, we're kind of in cloud at the moment, so it makes it a bit hard to see. If we go to stormy, maybe that might change because that's quite aggressive, the old stormy setting there. Yeah, I'm a great streamer. We're trying to do this while we're in cloud. We're gonna just put it back to fast and move on to doing something else. We're leaving the coast behind us here. We just need to be mindful of the freezing temperature. We've got a little air temperature gauge here and on the dash. No, we don't. Do we have one here on the G1000? A little temperature gauge. Is it going to be under system at all? Does anyone see a temperature gauge here or a temperature readout? I'm looking here. That's how fast we're going, 220 or 219. On the PFD, it'll be in the corner, won't it? There you go. Outside air temperature -3. So the freezing point aligns with what we saw on the iPad. When we go to weather here, to the graphical area forecast, we'll zoom in here and we're still in this. And of course, my headset decides it's going to die here. One of the benefits of having a this headset, the Arctis Pro, is they've got hot swappable batteries. You can just swap them in, and away you go. You can even do it without even looking. Just get the right, get that on the right side. It's all magnetized. Turn your headset back on, and hopefully it turns back on. There we go. Okay, so getting back to our graphical area forecast here, you can see the freezing level on the right-hand side, 7,500 feet, and pretty consistent with what we're seeing in the sim, which is always nice to see. Or just get a damn wide headset, you never have to run out of batteries. Yes, Tommy, that's a fucking... Yes, clap, clap, yes. When you're in VR, though, you kind of want less cables hanging off your head. More of them, obviously. You already got a giant, big, fat cable carrying USB and your video. You don't want to be tied to a cable for your audio as well. It just gets in the way, so... That's my logic, anyway. The SkyMaxx is really killing my performance tonight. I've never had such bad performance in Vulkan ever. I don't know if it's got anything to do with ultra realistic V2. So let's do that. So at the moment I'm getting 52 FPS. Let's disable ultra XPRealistic V2. I'm just going to disable it and just see what frames we get. I got two additional FPS by turning it off. 2 FPS it costs you. I don't know what's going on the radio tonight, guys. Oh, jeez. There's a joke in there somewhere about cheese, but I am not going to touch it. Okay, so I think we're past the halfway mark now. Does X-Plane work on a Mac Mini? Probably not, mate. Well, actually, having said that, they've got X-Plane working on a mobile device. You got X-Plane Mobile, and apparently that's a fully fledged flight simulator on a mobile. So I wish the same logic applied, that if you got 30 FPS on an X-Plane Mobile, that having a PC you'd get a couple of thousand FPS, but it doesn't work that way, of course.
Contact center 123 day 75. Contact 48 Semi Star 9000 Canberra QNH 1023. Semi Star 9000 Canberra QNH 1023 848. Lost the 887 contact City approach 124 4 velocity 88, cheese. Yes, Qantas 1952 with you. Currently flight level 310 for 315. Qantas 1952, Melbourne sitting at A. 322, leave controlled area descending, no reported ISR traffic.
We've got a couple of runway choices today. Nothing we really need to worry about in terms of this aircraft. We could land on 05 or 23 quite easily. Nothing we really need to worry about there, but we've also obviously got the longer runway in 14 and 32. If we have a look at a little bit of a look back at the Met, so this Met observation taken at 09:30 UTC, so about 20 minutes ago. The wind 300 at 20 degrees. So if we have a look at the chart, 300 at 20 degrees, it's going to be runway 32 for us. Fair bit of low cloud around there, so we might go out for an instrument approach and come back in. What are our options for instrument approaches here? So we've got the RNAVs, of course, they're everywhere. Whoops. What have we got here? Oh, it's only RNAV. It's an RNAV for 05. That's our only option here. Really? I thought there was NDBs and stuff here at Flinders Island. Am I going crazy?
John, a second, is that possible? Aircraft Romeo, rotor left, 040. Okay, almost clear, 040, confirm attitude. Breakdown. We'll go 3000, 040, Yankee, about Romeo.
Okay, we've only got two RNAVs, and they're both for 05, an RNAV Zulu and an RNAV Yankee. That's okay. What's that? 300 degrees, 05, that's 70 degrees offset for the wind. My maths, no, 360, 05. Wow, that's way more than that. Flight downs, circling minimums and visual circuit. Well, so what do we got here for that? We've got circling 770, but I'm not familiar with these charts. So down to the circling minimum is 1770 feet, if I'm reading that chart right, Dom. If we go and have a look at the weather, the Met here, we've got scattered cloud at only 7,200. Okay. We have some specky weather there for scattered at 700 feet. We did. Scattered at 1,700 feet, scattered at 3,800. So we might be able to make it. We might be able to make it. So let's go heads down, bums up into the G1000 here. We'll get rid of that guy just there. Flight plan. We'll go to procedures, select approach. The RNAV Zulu for 05. And then, yeah, you've got a couple of options here. So I'll get the iPad back up and we'll go through and have a little bit of a look at our options here. So we'll go the Zulu because I like the Zulus. We might do another good one on this and pin it to the chart. So show chart on map, and that way you can zoom in and get a bit of a visual reference to what's going on here. So it's going to be Zulu Charlie that we're going to go via. You can see that's our magenta line that we're coming from the north. Here you can see us just there. Yeah, Dom, I think that's probably a good way to do it. Are we still in Centre's airspace? What's the limit here? If I zoom out, have we got it on the chart here? Are we under the step? Yeah, so we're 12,500. We're outside of controlled airspace, aren't we? Have I got that right as well, Don? Yeah, I don't know who we got on the stream here. There's a bit of an expert on this, But my take is that we're outside of controlled airspace and we can just do our own thing. I don't need to worry about having a chat to ATC or anything. But the one we want regardless is this guy just down here. It's Zulu Charlie. We've got some minimums. We'll dial those in. What do we got for the minimums? It's 1170. Get that guy, or get rid of the iPad so you guys can see what the hell I'm doing. 1100 and, whoops, you do 1170. Just, we need a bit more. 1170 just there. Yeah, I think you're right, Dom. All right, load that guy just there. We might have a chat to Centre now and just ask him.
1123, yeah, why not? Starting at Polly 7 Alpha runway 35, descent follow 180. Polly 7 Alpha runway 35, 180, 1123. Golf Romeo 516, start clearance, same for you, sir. Polly 7 Alpha runway 35, maintain follow 230. The Polly 7 Alpha runway 35. Lima Tango Alpha Melbourne Centre report mark speed.
Centre's really busy at the moment.
0.82. Lima Tango Alpha reduce mark speed 878. This is speed 7. This is more 78. Never that was. Kimo for reveal when you run.
So that's your Alpha Mike.
Sierra Mike, Centre, go ahead.
Centre, Sierra for Mike, are we outside controlled airspace?
No, not yet.
Okay. In that case, request the RNAV Zulu, or track direct to Flinders Island Zulu Charlie for the RNAV Zulu runway 05 for Sierra for Mike.
Sierra Mike, you can press position track direct Flinders Island Zulu Charlie for the RNAV.
Okay, direct Zulu Charlie for the RNAV Sierra for Mike. Okay, yeah, boys, hi buddy, welcome to the stream. Hey buddy. Alright, we're going to shut those guys up now. We're going to go ahead and activate the approach in the G1000. So procedure, activate approach. Hey! I gotta say, I don't know about you guys, that's growing on me. I gotta admit, that new follower sound is growing on me. Crispy Pringles, awesome name. Welcome to the stream. Okay, so let's, well, see ya, James Lauren, man. Let's go ahead and change this up. So we're going to go click and drag our little line. Oh, you guys can't see because I've got the damn iPad up. So what we'll do is we'll click and drag our little line over to Zulu Charlie. What do we need? We need Zulu Charlie. Go and insert that guy just there. We'll get Zulu India just there. And that's that. So what we'll do is get rid of the iPad and we'll go ahead and activate the approach just now and direct to Zulu Charlie. And on the iPad, we'll just press and hang on to Zulu Charlie and go direct to, and that should, there we go. Well, we haven't iced up. I've been keeping a bit of a close eye on the leading edge of the wings there.
98 I'm identity now.
Well, hopefully that's a reflection and not a thin layer of ice.
Singapore 7290 Roger. Probably a client error, that's all good. Contact Melbourne Centre 123, that's 123, Singapore 7290. Golf Romeo 516 ready, descent follow 180.
So what are we going to do at a vertical profile here? What about 1,000 feet a minute down? Enter on that guy. So we're about 4.5, we're about 5 minutes a descent point just here. So what I might do is take this opportunity to snag myself another beer, because I don't know about you guys, but I do my best landings when I'm 3 sheets to the wind. I'll see you all back here in just a sec.
Sierra for my left controlled area descending, no reported IFR traffic, area QNH 1016. Red 1123, descend 9000 Canberra QNH 1023. 9000 1023 for 1123. Say that again, Qantas 456 with you. Station calling second. Santa G'day, Qantas 446 with you. Qantas 446, Santa G'day. Lima Tango Alpha, star clearance for Canberra, Poly 7 Alpha, arrival runway 35. When ready, descend, fly level 240.
Okay, welcome back to the flight deck, everyone. Cheers. Ah, nectar of the gods. Alrighty. We're going to be pretty close to our top of descent here. Yes, mate, I did speak to him before I dropped away. What do we got? About 1 minute and 56 down to 3,800 feet. Getting thrown around a little bit here at the moment. We'll, well, we're leaving controlled airspace, so we're going to go over to this guy just here. What are we about? How far out are we? About, what do we got here? A few miles? I can't even see. Get rid of the flight plan here. Getting thrown around a bit here at the moment in this cloud. Not icing up, surprisingly. I thought we'd be in a little bit of ice. Get just a smidge of ice. We're just on the top of the cloud layer here. You can see the blue sky just at the top. I think we're just clipping the cloud layer on the way down here. They did tell us the area QNH 1016. We'll get that dialed in here, 1016 just there. So there's no VNAV descent in this this guy, so we're going to have to do the descent the old-fashioned way. I still can't believe you're with center. No, Crispy Pringles, we're not with the center anymore. As soon as I pressed the Be Right Back button and got off my chair, center called me to say we're leaving controlled airspace and see you later, basically. So. There we go. We're ready to start our descent now. So we might go VS and start bringing that down in just a second here. We want to target altitude of about 1,000 feet per minute as we go down. All right, there we go at 1,000 feet a minute. All right, just bring the speed back a little bit. And down we go. Traffic Flinders Island, Quest Kodiak Sierra Alpha Mike is about 17 nautical miles to the northwest through 8,500 on descent for the RNAV Zulu circling approach for the RNAV Zulu 05 circling approach to runway 32, estimating the circuit at time 15, Traffic Flinders Island. Okay, that was a pretty bad call, but that's going to be close enough for government work. I got to say the noise from XPRealistic V2 and just the vibration of stuff that you can hear and stuff, especially in the headset, I don't know what it's like for you guys on the stream, is actually really, really nice. What is your favourite plane? My favourite plane is the all-reliable, except the Max version, the 737. The NG's probably got a strong place in my heart. Sounds really great. Yeah, it doesn't sound too bad. I'm pretty happy with it. The VR component of it, they've got to try and be able to work on that if they can, to try and assist. Having 45 FPS at the best of times is a bit of a challenge. Bring that power back a little bit. What do we got here? I don't know about you, but I kind of feel like, oh shit, we're in the rain now. I can hear rain. Hey. Supernova NZ, hello buddy, welcome to you. Thank you so much for the follow. I believe that sound is the sound of rain. I think. I'm just mindful of the ice. What's the temperature here? 2 degrees. Yeah, still in that range. Just keep an eye on it. It sounds like the plane's going to break apart. Brace, brace, brace. That rain's really hitting the cockpit hard here. Jesus, it's really smashing. You didn't forget to pack the duct tape, right? All right, we're out of it. Crisis averted. We're out of the rain. Let's have a look at the iPad real quick. What do we got? So we're tracker direct Zulu Charlie here, and then it's what do we got? Zulu Charlie 3,800, and then it's down to 3,600. So we might go ahead and do that 3,600. We'll dial that in to you, 3,600 here. Might bring the power back a little bit as we pass over Zulu Charlie, and it's now into Zulu India. And this is probably about the time that I probably should jump into VR. do a barrel roll. Hello, Mike. Welcome to you, buddy. Hope you're keeping well. I will do that. Let me quickly, before I jump into VR, let me just get the stuff up here and get the charts. We probably should have done this before we, arrived at the doorstep of the airport, but I'll get that sorted. We want an airport chart, and we want an approach chart for the Zulu 05. While that's loading, I'm going to jump into VR. I'll see you all back here in just a sec. Yeah, right. Let's check the log file for the crash. All I did was jump into VR. That's all I did. So not really sure. On entering VR, the application has crashed because of plugin X-Plane plugin X-Plane. Cheated out of our landing, guys. Cheated out of our landing. Ah, well. These things happen. What are you going to do? It's a beta. I'm surprised we lasted this long. We've got a couple of betas in the beta of Active Sky. We've got a beta in terms of X-Plane itself. We were always up against it, but oh well. What are you going to do? We got beer. Beer makes everything just a little bit better. Can you jump in a shared cockpit plane? Not really sure what you mean there, Buff. Not really sure what you mean. Right, well, that's that. We made it to almost. I was looking forward to that. God damn it. I was looking forward to that. Dom and I, we'd spoken about it on chat. We're going to fly the RNAV Zulu down to the minimums, the circling minimums. We're going to circle around to 3.2, I think it was, and then go from there. The external view, no, Buff, negative. All right, guys. Well, what that means for me is that's going to cut the stream a little bit short, I'm afraid. Yeah, we're going to leave on a little bit of a low light for this one. I'm going to do everyone a favor and make sure I submit this through to Laminar. BETA10, you know, it was always going to be a rough road or a long road, the development of Vulkan, going from OpenGL, something that's been around in the 80s, to Vulkan, something that came out far more recently. That was always going to be a big deal. 10 betas is pretty evident enough of that. Found you should always save before going in and out of VR. Well, Buff, yeah, that's true. That's a really good point for an aircraft that has an autosave or something like that. Unfortunately, we don't. All right, guys. Well, what that means from this point forward, we're going to be back online with you guys on Wednesday, and then I'll see if I'll get enough time in my week for a stream on Friday. So what I'll do is I'll make a commitment now that it's going to be either Wednesday or Friday. That's what I'm going to say, given the fact that things are starting to pick up at work. They never really slowed down, and I'm very thankful for that. It's been a bit tough to get away and do some streaming when you're working pretty long hours, and to jump online, it's pretty tough. I don't know. I like the follow sound. Am I the only one here? I think that sounds really, really good. 9V or 9-5 maybe. Thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the stream. It's catchy. I enjoy it. Furman, hello, buddy. Welcome to you. Yeah, I think it's a little bit catchy. It's growing on me. Maybe the sub sound we need to hear a little bit more of to see if that sort of grows on us as well, right? My PC crashed, so I missed that approach, but I'm out anyway. See you later, Tommy. Bye, buddy. Thanks for the stream tonight. Supernova, you're very, very, very welcome. All right, guys. Well, that's going to be it from me. We'll do a little bit of a wrap up here, and I'll just say some very special thanks. So, Greg Brennan, Dom, thank you so much for the resubs to the Fight and Flight Club tonight. We've got a few new followers and a very warm welcome. We've got, what do we got? We've got Speedbird57. I don't think I said welcome to you. Hello, buddy. We've got Sam as well. We've got Cabaway. We've got Velo. We've got 47 Foxtrot Hotters, Crispy Pringles, that cracks me up, your name, awesome name, Supernova, and Niner V. Thank you so much, guys, and welcome to the channel. They normally run a little bit smoother than this. We're obviously throwing it all out there on the stream tonight to see if we can get through a stream with a couple of betas. You got your answer, everyone. We can't. So what I'll do is I will see you hopefully on Wednesday. All right. Well, I wonder if this is going to cause me a DMCA warning by going to my end stream. My end stream scene. We'll see. I'll see you all later on. Bye for now.
Fuck this shit, I'm out. Fuck this shit, I'm out. No thanks. Don't mind me. I'ma just grab my stuff and leave. Excuse me, please. Fuck this shit, I'm out. Nope. Fuck this shit, I'm out. Alright then. I don't know what the fuck just happened, but I don't really care. I'ma get the fuck up out of here. Fuck this shit, I'm out.